Good morning everyone for today's private conference attendance. We have Engineer Edwin P. Nacorda, back chairperson. For Engineer Elmin C. Polanco, back vice chairperson. For back regular member, we have Engineer Rodel A. Ridao and Engineer. We also have back provisional members, Engineer Marilyn DPO, and Engineer Betty M. Caljan. For back secretariat member, we have Engineer Alan Madeline Abogado, yours truly, Miss Edna Curato, Miss Gloria L. Buga, and Miss Liza N. Acto. For back DPWH member, we have Engineer Leone Fe Lucenio, Engineer Jane A. De Leon, Engineer Angel Bert Kimo, Mr. Mark Gerald O. Stique, and Engineer J. Mark Dugdug. For online participants, no participants online, Mr. Chair. That is all.
Since we are in Cogonon, we will proceed to our private conference for ID 25 NC 0061 Riyadh, installation of application of road safety facilities, roadway lighting along Binardi San Francisco Bahi Barobo, stick kilometer 1309 plus minus 402 to kilometer 1310 plus 356 location San Francisco Agusan del Sur with an ABC of 19,600,000 and a duration of 210 million. And contract ID 25 NC 066 Riyadh Last Mile Schools Program Cogonon Elementary Schools location Trento Agusan del Sur with an ABC of 20 million pesos and a duration of 210 calendar days. Proceed for the presentation for the technical aspects.
Good morning, everyone. So for today's private conference, the first project to be presented is the installation application of road safety facilities, roadway lighting along NRG Bahi Barobo, kilometer 1309 plus and minus 402 up to kilometer 1310 plus 356. Project description: installation of integrated solar power street lights with pole and pedestal, median and sidewalk. With an appropriation of 20 million pesos, EPC of 19,600,000 pesos, 210 calendar days, source of fund GA 2025, and number of units 100. So this is the total photos of the beginning and end of the project. The existing solar street lights. So the original plan, so this is the plan for the street lights. For the specifications of the roadway lighting, it is 120 watts. Solar panel, monocrystalline silicon, 36 volts, 150 watts. For the battery, lithium-ion grade A light P04, 35 ampere hours, 24 volts. For the LED light, we have industrial grade high-level strips, 21,600 lumens. And for charge time, we have 67 hours. Lighting time, 10 to 12 hours per day. 8 to 12 days, 9 days. And for the charge controller, we have microcomputer intelligent control for circuit protection and inverse protection of IP67. Warranty 6 years. For the specifications of the pole, we have the pole is 8 meters mounting height with 1.5 meters single mast arm with lower diameter of 200 mm and upper diameter of 100 mm. Thickness 4.5 mm. Base plate, we have 400 to 400 by 20 mm with 416 mm stipular plates. Surface treatment, hot dip galvanized. And for the anchor bolts, we have 450 mm diameter 8307 with nuts and washer and length of 500 mm. So this is the detail for the base plate. If it is updated and continuing. Lighting arrangement is both sides. So this is the single line, straight line diagram consisting of the solar street lights with the proposed thermoplastic and the median. for the sidewalk. So this is the general plan for the sidewalk. The cross section and the plan for the reinforced concrete ditch cover. Section of reinforced concrete ditch cover. The summary of quantities. We have provision of field office for the engineer rental basis, 7 months. Provision of furniture, fixtures, and equipment and appliances for the field office for the engineer, 1 lump sum. For the other general requirements, I have project paying boards and work for each. Occupational safety and health program, 1 lump sum. Mobilization, demobilization, 1 lump sum. For earthworks, we have structural excavation, common soil, 651.37 cubic meters. Embankment from structural excavation, 430.25 cubic meters. Gravel fill, 14.22 cubic meters. For subgrade preparation, common material, we have 583.87 square meters. Removal of the structures and obstruction, 0.68 cubic meters. And we have reinforced concrete, we have structural concrete, 3,000 PSI, class A in 8 days, 98.34 cubic meters. Reinforcing steel, deformed, we have 10,757.76 kilograms. We have formworks and courseworks, 567.68 square meters. And for the miscellaneous structures, we have paint, we have 185.54 square meters. Reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings, white, 281.48 square meters. For the single arm, 8 meter pole solar LED roadway lighting, 120 watts with 1.5 meter mast arm, 100 each. We have cement plaster finish, 378.16 square meters. For 100 mm CHB non-load bearing, including reinforcing steel, 137.52 square meters. For the sidewalk, we have 583.87 square meters. For the regulatory signs, we have 10 each. For the minimum equipment requirement, we have 1 boom truck, 1 bagger mixer, 1 concrete vibrator, 1 bar cutter, 1 bar binder, and 1 twist concrete manual. That's all for the solar segments.
Thank you. Any questions or clarifications? Hearing none, we'll proceed to the next project.
Hello. Good morning. For the next project is the Last Mile School Program, Cogonon Elementary School, Trento, Agusan del Sur. Project description: construction of 2 units, 1-story, 2 classroom, last mile school building with solar power, school furniture, and water system package. With appropriation amount of 20,101,10.10, ABC amount of 20 million, total work duration 210 calendar days, classification under BEFFFY 2025 last mile school. So for the geotag location, this is the geotag location. Our site was located here, so this is the National Highway padulong sa Bislig, kapag masulod ka sa Salvacion towards Cogonon Elementary School. This is the geotag photo. Pa-slope ang atong area. So gikan sa top, mubaba siya din. Padulong dito. And then, existing po na surface dito is rocky siya. So patuon halos ganyan na lang. So for the original plan, for 1 unit, 2-story classroom. So one ang itong classroom 1 and classroom 2, and each classroom has genderized comfort room for male and female. And then nakaput tayo PWD PWD comfort rooms, and then electrical room. For the roof plan, we will be using a 0.427 mm thick na pre-painted lumspan roofing, and then nasa tayo concrete gutter both sa likod and sa tubang. For the reflective ceiling, nagamit ako 4.5 mm thick na fiber cement board, and then nasa tayo mga ceiling air vents. For building 1, monitong nasa upper part sa tuwang school. So, dako ang iyahang different elevation. So, muna naatay gamit ako mga stiffener beams and fire power CHP. Difference in elevation ani is nasa mga 1.8 meters. This is for the longitudinal section for building 1, and then for the cross section for the building 1. For building number 2, so dito tayo po ang iyahang difference in elevation. Same lang yapon ni siya o plan sa building 1. So for the foundation plan, naatay F1C1 para sa tong classroom sa likod, and then sa tunga. And then para sa tong corridor, gamit ako F2C1. Sa building 1, nakatay stiffener beams na naka-enclose diri nga part, paman diri, and then paman ko diri and diri po sa tunga. And then naka-close po ni siya with CHP. So for building 1, ang ato ang entrance sa ato ang ramp is naka sa right side, kay elevated naman yung diri so naadali ato ang exits. And then for the building 2, since ano man siya, minimal ang difference sa elevation, particularly lang din sa likod. So ang ato ang entrance is nasa tunga. These are the details para sa to ang columns and footing. For F1C1, we will be using 1.8 by 1.8 by 0.3 na footing, isolated footing, reinforced with 9 na 16 mm diameter bars both ways. And then for F2, 1.5 by 1.5 by 0.3, reinforced with 7 na 16 mm diameter bars both ways. And sa atuang columns, dimension niya is 350 by 350 and reinforced with 12 kabuok na 25 mm diameter vertical bars, reinforced with 10 mm ties, is placed at 150, 5 at 100, and rest at 150 on center. So ang difference, in depth sa to ang footing from the natural ground line is 1.2. These are the details para sa to ang mga footing tie beams. Ang size niya is 250 by 400 from FTB1 up to the FTB2. And nasa tayo details para sa to ang CHP wall and FTB, and also details para sa itong stiffener columns. Details po para sa itong wall footings. And for the trusses, so nagamit ako double na angle bar. Ang iyang specs is, for the top cord, nagamit ako double 90 by 90 by 6 mm na angle bar. And then for the web members, nagamit ako double na 50 by 50 by 6 mm thick na angle bar. Nasa tayo details para sa toong gutter, concrete gutter. For our roof beams, same size na siya, 250 by 400 ang iyang size. and then reinforce accordingly from section 1 up to section 5. Naka-reflect man siya din na section 1 up to section 5. For our roof framing plan, naatay 12 mm cross bracing with standard turnbuckle. And then for our sagrads, we have 10 mm diameter sagrads at middle thirds. So 2 per span. And then naasad tayo details pa sa tuwang rainwater collector. Naatay 6 kabuok foundation for our rainwater collector. Yung size is 500 by 500. Reinforced with 4 ka 12 mm diameter bed bars, equally spaced. And then yung columns is 200 by 200. And then reinforced with 4 12 mm vertical bars. And then yung lateral ties, 10 mm diameter na ties is spaced at 3 at 0.05 or 3 at 50 millimeters, and then 5 at 100 millimeters, and rest at 150 millimeters exactly. So this is the front elevation and the side elevation of our rainwater collector. So ang yung elevation is given sa natural ground up to the top of our slab is nasa mga 1 meter. So for the minimum minimum equipment requirement, plate compactor, concrete vibrator 1 unit, and then 1 bagger mixer 2 units, bar cutter and bar bender 1 unit, welding machines 2 units, cutting outfit 1 unit, backhoe 1 unit, dump truck 2 units, backhoe with breaker 1 unit, and then the boom truck 1 unit. So for the item of works, under other general requirements, for permits and clearances 1 lump sum, project billboard signboard 2 each, occupational safety and health 1 lump sum, mobilization and demobilization 1 lump sum. For the earthwork, removal of structures and obstruction 1 lump sum, structure excavation for hard rock 198.25 cubic meters, embankment from Barobo 382.50 cubic meters, gravel fill 79.50 cubic meters. For reinforced concrete works, for structural concrete 3,000 PSI class 8 degrees 228.80 cubic meters. For reinforcing steel, deformed grade 40, a total of 11,259.34 kilograms, and for the grade 60, 21,810.29 kilograms. For formworks and postworks, 1,705.05 square meters. And then for finishing and other civil works, under plumbing and sanitary works, for catch basin, 18 each, sewer line works, 1 lump sum, and also 1 lump sum for storm drainage and downspout, septic vault, plumbing fixtures, and cold water lines. For fabricated materials, under carpentry and joinery works, 1 lump sum, finishing hardware, same goes with steel window, window accessory, and steel doors and frames, 1 lump sum. Aluminum glass windows, fixed type, a total of 8.48 square meters. Jalso window glass, 45.76 square meters. For frames, total of 20 sets. And for wooden panel doors, 35.70 square meters. For finishing work, 4.5 mm fiber cement board on metal frame ceiling, 616.68 square meters. Precast molding, 221.13 meters. Waterproof cement base, 246.53 square meters. Glazed tiles and trims, 111.62 square meters. Unglazed tiles, 32.10 square meters. Cement floor finish with floor hardener, 469.98 square meters. For cement plaster finish, a total of 1,696 98.74 square meters. For reflective insulation, 387 square meters. And for the railings, 1 lump sum. For painting works for masonry or concrete, a total of 2,207.74 square meters. Painting works for wood, 96.88 square meters. Painting works for steel, 604.35 square meters. For masonry work, for 100 mm CHP non-load bearing, including reinforcing steel, a total of 186.33 square meter. And for 150 CHP non-load bearing, including reinforcing steel, 340.58 square meters. For roof framing and roofing works, under fabricated metal roofing accessory, for ridge or hip rows, gauge 26, 58.56 linear meters. For flashings, gauge 26, a total of 43.92 linear meters. For pre-painted metal sheets, corrugated type long span, 592.37 square meters. For metal structure accessories, turnbuckle, 48 each. For bolts and rods, 130.22 kilograms. For the sub-rods, 255.46 kilograms. For cross bracing, 520.74 kilograms. And for the steel plates, 812.71 kilograms. For structural steel classes, a total of 6,808.21 kilograms. And for structural steel purlins, 9,397.02 kilograms. For the electrical works, for conduits, boxes, and fittings, 1 lump sum. For electric wire stranded, size 2 square millimeter, a total of 1,150 meters. For 3.5 square millimeter size, 660 meters. For size 5.5 square millimeter, a total of 15 meters. For size 8 square millimeter, 10 meters. And for size 22 square millimeter electric wire, a total of 16 meters. For wires and wiring devices, 1 lump sum. For panel board with main and branch breakers, 1 lump sum. Solar panel with inverter, battery and other devices, 1 lump sum. Lighting fixtures, 1 lump sum. And for the mechanical works, under ventilating equipment, 1 lump sum. Water tank, stainless, a total of 6 sets. And then for fire extinguisher, 4 sets. That will be all for the last mile school for Cogonon.
Thank you. So everyone, any clarifications, questions? Hearing none, we'll proceed for the presentation of the bidding documents.
Once again for the technical documents of contract ID number 25NC061, the DPWH Agusan del Sur 2nd District DEO, Barangay Carao, San Francisco, Agusan del Sur, through the GAA FY 2025 intends to apply the sum of 39,600,000 pesos only, being the ABC to the payments under the contract for the following projects. Contract ID number 25NC0061 Re-Add, installation, application of road safety facilities, roadway lighting along NRJ, San Francisco, Bahi, Barobo Road, kilometer 1309 plus minus 402 213 10 plus 356 San Francisco Agusan del Sur with an ABC of 19,600,000 pesos. Brief description of works, installation of integrated solar-powered street lights with pole and pedestal. Contract duration, 210 calendar days. Deed documents fee, 25,000 pesos. For the contract ID number 25NC0066, we add Last Mile Schools Program, Cogonon Elementary School, Trento, Agusan del Sur. ABC of 20 million pesos. Brief description of works, construction of 2 units, 1-story, 2-classroom LMS building with solar power, school furniture, and water system package. Contract duration, 210 calendar days. Deed documents fee, 25,000 pesos. The DPWH Agusan del Sur 2nd DEO now invites bids for the aforementioned projects. Bidders should have completed a contract similar to the project. The description of an eligible bidder is contained in the bidding documents, particularly in Section 2 of the ITB. Bidding will be conducted through competitive bidding procedures using a non-discretionary pass or fail criterion as specified in the IRR, otherwise known as the New Government Procurement Act. Bidding is restricted to Filipino citizens, sole proprietorships, cooperatives, and partnerships or organizations with at least 60% interest or outstanding capital stock belonging to citizens of the Philippines. Interested bidders may obtain further information from DPWH Agusan del Sur 2nd DEO and inspect the bidding documents at the address given below from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Mondays through Fridays. A complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by interested bidders from the address below or may be downloaded free of charge from the website of the PhilGems and website of the procuring entity starting on April 30, 2026, and upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding documents pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by the JPPB in the amounts above stated. The procuring entity shall allow the bidder to present its proof of payment for the fees in person by facsimile or through electronic means. It may also be downloaded free of charge from the website of the PhilGems, provided that bidder shall pay the applicable fee for the bidding documents not later than the submission of vengeance. The DPWH Agusan del Sur 2nd DEO shall hold a pre-bid conference today at 10 a.m. at the back conference room, Barangay Carao, San Francisco, Agusan del Sur, or through video conferencing via Zoom and Livestream via YouTube, which shall be open to prospective bidders. Bids must be duly received by the BAC Secretariat through manual submission at the address indicated below or online or electronic submission at the given website on or before May 20, 2026 at or before 1 p.m. Late bids shall not be accepted. All bids must be accompanied by a bid security in any of the acceptable forms and in amounts stated in ITB. Clause 16. Bid opening shall be on May 20, 2026, 1 p.m. at Back Conference Room, DPWH Agusan del Sur 2nd DEO, Barangay Carao, San Francisco, Agusan del Sur. Bids will be opened in the presence of bidders' representatives who choose to attend the activity. So here are for the prospective bidders are required to upload and maintain the current of the following eligibility documents in the PhilGems: the registration certificate, mayor services permit or its equivalent document, tax clearance certificates, audited financial statements, and pickup license registrations. Any expired documents among the aforementioned eligibility documents shall render the PhilGems Platinum Registration Certificate as automatically suspended, and its validity shall resume only once the said expired document is already updated with the PhilGems. For rest of the expired mayor's permit, this permit together with the official receipt as proof that the prospective bidder has applied for renewal within the period prescribed by the LGU shall be accepted by the PhilGems
for the purpose of updating the Philippine Certificate of Platinum Registration and Memberships. Contractors, applicants who wish to participate in this bidding are encouraged to enroll in the DPWH Civil Works application at the DPWH Procurement Service, 5th floor DPWH building, Bonifacio Drive, Port Area, Manila, while those already enrolled shall keep their records current and updated. The contractor's eligibility to bid on the project will be determined using the DPWH CPEP and subject to further post-qualification. Information and the registration can be obtained from the PRS during working days from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. or at the DPWH website. The DPWH Agusan del Sur DEO reserves the right to reject any and all bids, declare a failure of bidding, or not award a contract at any time prior to contract award in accordance with the Section 70 of RA number 12009, without thereby incurring any liability to the affected bidders or bidders. For further information, please refer to Engineer Telma SSP, Head of the Procurement Unit. Or you may visit the following website, the DPWH website, field chips, and for the electronic submission at the given website. For the bid data sheet, the procuring entity is the Department of Public Works and Highways at Agusan del Sur 2nd District Engineering Office. Contracts similar to the project shall be those described as follows. For the contract ID number 25NC0061, we add electrical work construction road safety system. Solar LED street lights, solar studs, or signalization. For the 25NC0066, we add BICWO PLC, buildings construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. This is based on the DEO number 164 series of 2025. For the minimum work requirements of the key personnel are the following. For the two projects, for the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, foreman, and construction safety and health officer, they shall have at least 2 years of general experience and 2 years of relevant experience. Clause 15.1, bids will be valid for 120 days from the bid opening. The bid security shall be in form of bid securing declaration from any of the following. If the amount of not less than 2% of ABC if bid security is in manager's check, and the amount of not less than 5% of ABC if surety bond. In case of extension of bid validity and bid securing validity period, substitution of the bid security form is allowed. Bid securing declaration and the following forms may be used. Firstly, cash or cashier's or manager's check issued by a bank, or surety bond callable upon the demand issued by the surety or insurance company duly certified to the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security. Clause 19, the address for the submission of bids is Procurement Conference Room, DPWH Agusan del Sur 2nd DEO, and the deadline for the submission of bids is May 20, 2026 at or before 1 p.m. The bid opening is on May 20, 2026, 1 p.m. at the Procurement Conference Room, DPWH Agusan del Sur 2nd DEO. The required pickup license for the contract is as follows. For the 25NC0061, we add size range small p, license category CNP, largest single project 9,800,000 or 50% of ABC, and the allowable range for the contract cost up to 30 million. For the 25 NC00666, we add size range small b, license category C and D, largest single project 10 million. Allowable range of contract cost is up to 30 million. List additional contract documents relevant to the project that may be required by existing laws and/or the procuring entities, such as construction schedule and S-curve, manpower schedule, construction methods, equipment utilization schedule, construction safety and health program approved by the DOLE, and or third CPM or other acceptable tools of project scheduling. The performance security shall be in the form the amount of not less than 30% of ABC if performance security should be. So this is the checklist for the technical and financial documents. Then for the NGPA, for the bid form, bid securing declaration, omnibus sworn statement. The performance securing declaration, and sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership. For further information, you may refer to our back chairperson, Secretary. Engineer Edwin, back chairperson, Engineer Edwin. That would be all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Any questions or clarifications regarding the presentation? So hearing none, so to the Bids and Awards Committee, Technical Working Group, Back Secretariat, presenters, and interested